Hey there, and welcome to the teacher tips video for the Pulley project, where we try to share some tips and examples for how to best lead this project with your own classroom. This is an activity that we can almost guarantee that none of the students have exactly really done anything like it before. And the hope is after watching this, we help you feel a little bit more confident and comfortable going into the project. As far as the videos that we put together go, we strongly recommend that you go ahead and watch those beforehand to familiarize yourself with the project. And take some mental notes of where those videos pause so you can be prepared to ask those inquiry-based learning questions that we pose to the kids. And when those videos are all done, we recommend that you display the gallery section of the project page onto the projector or screen so the kids can see some examples as they're building. We have just a couple quick things to keep in mind as they're building and testing out their Pulley projects. Starting with the two materials, the foam cubes and the actual pulleys. Please just remind them that those go on opposite sides of the foam board in the middle. We definitely display this in the video, but it might be smart just to pause that video where it makes sense and where you can see how the foam and the pulleys are in fact on opposite sides. And it's always a good reminder to remind the students that there are only so many teachers in the classroom. It's always a good reminder if they need a lending hand, just to ask a quick classmate. They'd be more than happy to help them out. And a few brains are always better than just one. The other item we have noted down relates to the string. Sometimes the teacher is running around helping other students with different parts of their project when a different student might be ready to attach the string. When that point of the project starts to come along, just make sure everybody understands how long of a string. And we do try to put lots of extra string in the roll so we don't run out. But we've found that a good amount of string for the kids is about how tall they are off the ground. That should run through the pulley system about perfectly. The problem is if it's any shorter than that, they're not going to be able to experience the effect of the 5-pulley system because they're going to run out of string, especially if it takes them a few tries to tie the knot. In the spirit of some fun educational conversation during the class, you can ask them questions along the way like, have you ever done something like this before? Do you understand or even feel with your hands the science at play here? Can you think of anywhere else in the world that you've seen pulleys before? And you can even try to stir up some competitive spirit by asking them questions like, whose do you think will work better? And that type of thing. For the materials in the bin, they are relatively straightforward, but when it comes to passing them out, we find it best to lay them out in a buffet style and let the kids come to the front classroom or the desk to come grab their materials. But you don't have to do everything at once. You can hold off on supplies like the actual pulleys at first. The main part at first is you want to make sure they have their foam board, the dowels, and the foam cubes to get going. If the project happens to be running a little early and you need some ideas for how to fill in the time, no worries. Here's some tips. And the same thing goes for if you're running late. Here's some ideas for how to speed up the process, but still stay on task. When cleaning up, go ahead and put any unused or reusable items back in the bin so we can get them back and recycle them for future projects if necessary. And finally, as far as safety or cleanup goes, a common theme among lots of our projects that is also prevalent here is to just use common sense when working with materials like scissors and like hot glue guns, and to please be respectful to the classroom by working over newspaper so we don't get any of the carpet a mess. And of course to wear those gloves while working with the hot glue gun also.